mention that I was muted for the entirety of my stream. So luckily for me, my other plans have fallen through. So now I get to redo my entire stream. Isn't that fantastic? Fantastic and phenomenal. Alright guys, like I was saying, this is Bubble Rock. It's supposed to be some, I would say it's more for children, since it's a coming age story of a 15-year-old trying to become a rock star. Uh, but let's go back to the synopsis, since I guess none of you guys heard that. The music, I guess, cut off with the synopsis. Isn't that fun? It's so fun. So, Bubble Rock synopsis. A 15-year-old bubble boy named Juan must journey the 4 interconnected planets of Tremondia, looking for his future bandmates after receiving shards that transform into magical bubble instruments from his former rock star mom and dad. With the power of rock and roll and a little Latin soul, this band is going to need all the luck they can to be the galaxy's greatest rock band. So that is a synopsis of the first Bubble Rock movie. Again, I'm just trying to write a little screen thingy. And again, I already have photos of the characters. Currently, I already have the drawings of the band members. So technically there is 4 bandmates and a manager. The manager's name is Maiko. He is age 18. He has a girlfriend, also 18. She's the drummer of the band. Her name is Axel. And then you have the 2 twins, piano. They're both pianists, the twins. Their name is Glorb and Glorbina. I know, right? Glorb and Glorbina, the pianist. Then you have the violinist. Her name is Kiara. She is age 16. And then we have Juan, which is the singer slash guitar player of the band. He is 15, as we stated in the synopsis as well. Juan doesn't know any of these people. He has to find them in the 4 interconnected planets, and he has to do this all within 6 months and be able to win and get his father's blessing to become a rock star. Isn't that crazy, guys? Crazy. So far, I only have 6 pages of the story. I want to say let's get started, since you guys weren't able to hear the other ones, and I'm so sorry that you guys weren't. It's my bad. OBS was bugging up. Let's try this once again. So, let's reread it, I guess. Also, if you guys hear a fan in the background, that's, it's because it's hot. Oh, I hear lag. Hold on, give me a second. There we are. There we are. That's what we needed. Alrighty, let's get started with the writing. Sorry about that. A young alien bubble named Maxwello, age 7, hides inside a bunker. He makes his way up to the bunker's vantage point, looking upward at all the carnage of war happening in front of him. The Battle of the 5 Worlds was raging on, and there was no end in sight. His father was called to the line of duty, and his mother and him got separated after their bubble house bursted from the other aliens attacking. Maxwello stares down at the war below and the other planets above him when something caught the corner of his eye. A shooting star, he whispers to himself. A burning mass of rock can be seen shining brightly across a bitter sky. Maxwello, with all of his heart, wishes on the star for the war to end. Little Star, Maxwello's song begins. Again, guys, I currently don't have all the lyrics of the song. For most of these songs, I'm still working on the lyrics. But again, Little Star, Maxwello's song. we're just gonna. I have some sort of lyrics here, but we're just gonna pass those since they're not the. I would say the complete lyrics or stuff that I'm trying to tweak a little. As as the star dissipates into the night sky, Maxwello hides inside of a closet for the rest of the night, not understanding what is happening on the inside. Not understanding what is happening on the outside, in the five worlds. A huge burst of light swept across the five planets, encasing the planets together with glass diamond bridges. The five warlords were trapped. The five warlords who sought power were trapped inside the diamond tree-like structure, connecting all five planets and fully engulfing another. The warlords tried their best to claw their way out. They chipped off 5 diamond shards of wood pieces in the process and cursed vengeance to whoever tried to stop them from taking over the world. The shards flew up and looked for the young Bubble Maxwello. The shards flew to where he was and intended to kill him, but the closet door was in the way, sticking on the inside door frame. He woke up the next morning. No sounds of shooting or explosions can be heard. He opens the door. He didn't notice the 5 shards on the door at first. He goes over to the lookout area and looks down at the people below. Bubble people living their everyday life like normal. He was so confused, he looked up and noticed the other planets and started to realize the differences between them from last night to now. He looked around the bunker and gathered his things. As he was about to leave, he finally notices the 5 shards sticking out of the door frame of the door. Oh my god. He notices the 5 shards sticking out of the door of the closet he was in. What are these? He asked himself as he reached out to touch one. It vibrates his entire body. Cool. He grabs them off the door and puts them in his bag. Is the war over? He thought to himself. Did my wish really come true? As he floated down to the bunker door, nervously, he opened the door and walked out into the sun, piercing down onto him. A bubble lady with a stroller was walking down the street and caught his eye. Excuse me, miss. Maxwello looks at her. You're not worried about walking your baby down the street during the war? War? What war? The lady told Maxwello. Maxwello, puzzled, ran away from her. He made a mad dash to his home. He quickly ran down to his street and floated to the front door of his house. Maxwello yells out for his mother as he opens the door. No answer. He looks around the house, fully rebuilt again. No damages at all to the bubble house. Over the next few years, he looks for both his mother and father, coming up with no traces of either of them. Now, at the age of 14, he loses hope in ever finding them. On his 15th birthday, he finds a guitar in the trash can on one of his patrols looking for food. Happy 15th birthday, he tells himself as he strums the old guitar string in his bunker that he built in his childhood home. He kept strumming away. Eventually noticing the glowing light coming from inside his bag. He noticed the shards reacting to the guitar sound he was making. He put down the guitar and floated over to his bag. He grabbed a shard piece out of the bag and looked over at it and thought real hard of that night he lost his parents. He began to hum a sad melody. The shard began to transform into a magical, beautiful bubble guitar in Maxwello's hands. He started to play the beautiful melody again. A voice begins to echo in the back of his head. Set us free. As he faints onto the ground, Maxwello wakes up again, now with a new passion. I want to be a rock star. Montage scene of Maxwell becoming a rock star commences. The original song Rockstar plays as the montage continues of Maxwell climbing the rock and roll radio station charts, but he wondered about the other planets. He would continue to venture more and more into the music and tries to unlock the potential power of the shards. How interconnected one can possibly be with music. On the day of his 20th birthday, he decided to fly up to another planet and check what their lives were like up there. It wasn't another bubble planet like he thought, but people made of foam, like a breeze can take them away at any moment, but doesn't. He floats around the city trying to get a feel for his new surroundings, eventually finding an entertainer street corner. He pulled out the shard from his bag and begins to play on the street. He looks over at the street name, he doesn't understand the alien language on the street corner. My name is Maxwell, he tells the crowd. I am a rock and roller from Callis. Please enjoy the free show. Maxwell begins to play half of his song called Crystal Heart before the police came to check people for clearance papers. He was so enthusiastic about the music he didn't notice them coming down. Soon he was being chased down by them. Eventually, realizing he could fly on this planet, he took to the sky. He flew away from them, flying near a building until one of the shards activated in his bag from a ricochet foam blast that came from the policeman's gun, sending him upwards. He crashes back down into a garbage can. Oh, come on! As he throws garbage off of his body, he gets himself out of the garbage can and ponders what to do next. He goes to get himself food on the planet. He starts to ask the people around where he could find food places since he can't read the signs. Most turned away from him. He walked away, sad and defeated. He took out the shard from his bag and began to strum out on the street again. He played with soft tones but kept rock elevated emotionally throughout his playing. The town people eventually came out to help him. They gave Maxwell food, and another shard holder was found that day. His wife, Emiliana. She was enthralled by his musical ability and began to follow him around. Eventually, the shard in his bag picked up on her singing ability and her singing ability, making them the ultimate duo. Camera turns on. Couple of years later, reporter, in the height of their fame, they left the stage. Some say Maxwell wanted to be a family man. Last we heard of the sensational duo, they settled down and had some kids. He said he wanted to step away from the spotlight and live a normal life. And what does he think he'll do for money? And what does he think he'll do for money now? The reporter asked himself. Run a car wash business? She says snarkily as she begins to laugh. A couple of seconds later, the reporter, cut. Wow, what a has-been. I wonder what his kids will become. As the movie logo appears on the screen, Bubble Rock. A slideshow of Maxwell's family growing up appears, showing them opening up a car wash, as well as his kids growing up. As well as his kids growing up. Camera pans to an opening shot of Juan, a bubble boy waking up before 7 a.m., humming a song. Happy 15th birthday to me, as he looks at himself in the mirror. Is that a chest hair? He screams. I'm growing up so fast. As he covers up his covers up his muffled mouth screams. He gets ready for the day. As all the alarms. Oh wow! I just realized I spelled alarms wrong. Let me just fix that. Alarms go off at 7 a.m. in the house. The song 7 a.m. begins to play and ends with everyone at the kitchen table. So far what I'm thinking of, the 7 a.m. song is going to be an ensemble piece. So it's essentially going to be Juan's family waking up, as well as Juan's soon-to-be bandmates. So we're pretty much going to be meeting his bandmates. He doesn't know what his bandmates are, but the audience is going to know who his bandmates are. But essentially, the song's going to end with Juan at his kitchen table with his family. Camera pans to everyone eating breakfast at the table. Maxwello, Juan's father and former rock star, begins to speak. Maxwello, happy birthday, Juanito. How will you be spending it today? Bernardito, Juan's older sister, interrupts the conversation. Bernardito, he'll probably be spending it all in his room, listening to old music again. Maxwello interrupts her. Bernardito. What? She said. She screams. You know I'm right. He needs to get out and get some fresh air today. Emiliano, Maxwello's mother, walks in. Maxwello, I think a little time away from the house might do Juan some good today, don't you think? Juan, but it's my birthday. Don't I get a say of what I want to do today? Emiliana, how about this? You go down to the arcade for a couple hours while we get your party set up, mijo. Maxwello turns the TV on. It's the news. A reporter starts to speak about a mudslide in the central city. Juan grabs his bubble bag and goes to the front door. He goes to the arcade and plays Bubble Band Adventures for a couple of hours and eventually goes home. During his absence, Maxwello's had to open the car wash for people who were impacted by the mudslide. There were so many people needing help getting cleaned that they were busy that day that everyone forgot about Juan's birthday and fell asleep by the time he got home. Juan opened the door to everybody asleep by 6:30 p.m. He grabs his present from the kitchen table. Happy birthday, Juan, he says to himself again as he opens his gift to find a shirt that reads, Max and Juan's Car Wash. Juan breaks out into another song about his dream of becoming a rock star, accidentally dropping the shirt in the process near an open flame. When he near an open flame, he activates the bubble shard coming from inside of his parents' room, and it goes to him, changing into a guitar and hitting Juan in the face. Juan, wow, what are you? He looks at the guitar as he plucks a string. Music awakens more inside of him. Juan hears a small voice in the deepness of his mind. Come free us. Juan finally realizes that the shirt on the ground is on fire and begins to put it out, making too much noise and waking up his parents. He hears his parents coming down the stairs from all of his noise making and tries to hide the shirt in near a potted plant. Hi, Maxwello, what's going on? As Maxwello looks around in the room. Juan, I just got home. I didn't realize it was so late. I'm so sorry. Maxwello, I'm the one who should be sorry, mijo. We kind of lost track of time as well. As Maxwello's eyes peers at the shirt on the floor near a potted plant. Maxwello, did you like your birthday gift, Juan? My gift, yes, but I need to tell you something. It fades to black. Maxwello yelling, You burned it? Juan, it was an accident. An accident? How so? Juan, well, you're not gonna like the next part. As it fades to black again, Maxwello pulls the guitar from his Juan pulls the guitar from his hiding spot. What is that? I was like, what is that? It kind of came to me, Dad. That guitar came to you? Juan begins to strum a little. Emiliana looks on at Maxwello. Honey, the shard. Juan activates the guitar right in front of his parents. Maxwello, Juan, can you hand me the guitar, please? Juan gives the guitar to his father. The guitar shifts to the father's old guitar from his old rocker days. Juan, Dad, the music, it's calling out to me. I want to make my own path. I want to become a rock star. Maxwello, I'm not sure what to say. It's a hard road ahead, but hey, I'm not going to stand in your way. Me and your mom will be your biggest fans, but you need to be better than us. He leaves and comes back with more shards. Maxwello, my shard chose you for your talent. Find the others and make a band. You have to start somewhere, mijo. Emiliana, don't you think he's too young, Maxwello? Maxwello, I was his age when I first found music, he whispered to her. Plus, we will have people watching over him. Maxwello started to speak. I will make you a deal, son. There is 6 months till the Tremondia music competition. You have until then to put a band together and win. And you can pursue your music. But if you don't, you must come to work for me. Deal, mijo? Juan hugs both of his parents. Deal. Thanks, Dad. He packs a bag of clothing and tries to get a good night's sleep. A rendition of 7 a.m. begins to play as everyone wakes up for the next day. Sorry. A rendition of 7 a.m. begins to play as everyone wakes up the following day. Juan grabs his bag and tells everyone goodbye and flies down the street. The camera pans over to Axel. So we're going to be first meeting Axel as one of the, I would say as one of his band mates. Again, Axel's 18 and Maiko is 18. Maiko is going to be the manager of the group and Axel is the drummer. Both of them are of, again, I would say young adults, but again, Maiko can see Axel's talent, and pretty much he rooting for his girlfriend. You know, everyone's rooting for everyone pretty much. I can't wait for them to meet, and then I can't wait for Kiara to meet as well, the violinist, and for the twins. Again, there's 2 twins. There's Glorb and Glorbina. Remember, Glorb and Glorbina. And again, guys, if you guys like the next stream, again, I have schedules up now. So the next stream for Bubble Rock, I will actually be showing you guys little concept pieces of each one of the bandmates, I guess. Or concept arts, you know, things like that. Again, arts can change, but essentially what I want from the band. I'm still currently working on the band's musical bubble instruments. I know, crazy. Other than that, I'm hopeful that I can make either Bubble Rock or GFC or Help Wanted. Again, all 3 are different projects. Bubble Rock is more kid-friendly, focused. I would say something that you can probably find, I would say, on Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel. GFC, more of a gritty, psychological anime. Help Wanted, I would really love Help Wanted to become an actual like live action series. I would love that. But if not, have it be a cartoon for Help Wanted. That way I can get a lot of blood and gore. Because again, Help Wanted, bloody, gory. It's supposed to be a dark comedy. Think of it like, I want to say, think of Help Wanted like Clerks meets Courage the Cowardly Dog meets a twisted version of Twilight Zone. And that's what I could think of the show. It's crazy of Help Wanted. But again, 3 different, entirely different projects, each different days. I hope to see you guys on each one of those days. Hopefully I can get, again, each one of these projects, one of them, into an actual show. I would love that. Or have all 3. I don't know. I would love all 3 to become shows. Bubble Rock, again, because why? Because different demographics. Bubble Rock, I would say mostly towards the kid demographic. GFC towards the adult demographic. And Help Wanted towards the horror demographic, or the their horror fan base. I just, I have a lot of wishing, and I think Bubble Rock is again about wishing. So I have a lot of wishes. Are any of them gonna come true? I'm optimistic. I like to be an optimistic owl. Hoot. But on that note, I think I'm gonna go, since I had to redo everything quickly. But I'll see you guys on my next schedule thing. So I think it's gonna be tomorrow, I think, for Help Wanted. But again, check the scheduling. I now have a schedule up. Hope to see you guys there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye. Hooty hoot hoot.